Well, we are back to the Epstein Files topic. We had part one posted about a week ago, and there were on 200 views. Thank y'all so much for that. That was really shocking considering it was my first YouTube video on this account. But with this, we're kind of going to just be going on the information that I've deep dived over the last couple of days. One of the things I ran into is this YouTube video that was surprisingly posted 5 years ago on 4chan, which is a website kind of similar to X, but on the website 4chan's that was posted 6 years ago. So this is just going way further back.
Tomorrow/X/. I'm also sending 3 packets of copied information to the media, 1 to CNN, 1 to MSNBC, and 1 to Fox News. You all will have to see which one tells the truth about the information they receive and who doesn't. I trust 4chan to do this because of our history of releasing legit info in the face of mass media cover-up. I have been a professional driver/security guard for a circle of very wealthy people for almost 8 years. I started by working the door at a private gentleman's club outside of the DC area. From that job I was introduced to some employment managers for Jeffrey Epstein. Because I had experience as both a cab driver and a bouncer, as well as always overlooking and keeping my mouth shut about the drugs and prostitution my employers at the club profited from, they thought I'd be a good fit to work the weekends for Mr. Epstein. At first, I didn't do very much, definitely nothing important.
So with all of that, he ends up going through a couple other things he ended up doing while working for Epstein. He ended up working at a mansion where somebody ended up passing away supposedly. He had also ended up going directly to the island at one point, which is at the very end of the YouTube video. So if y'all are interested in that, I would highly recommend going and watching it. There's nothing I can say that proves that this is 100% truthful or 100% fake. A lot of it is speculative, but I'll leave that up to y'all. It's pretty crazy though. Here's the second little part that I'm going to throw in from this video.
So the most noteworthy thing that happened while working for Def Jam is when Rihanna had a party to celebrate the end of her tour. Everybody was there. I mean, all of the pop stars were there. Jonas Brothers, Lady Gaga, Justin Bieber, and even a few old heads like Elton John and some actors. I noticed John Travolta for sure, Seth Rogen, Emma Stone, Bradley Cooper, to name a few. For this party I was, of course, tasked with getting entertainment.
Y'all want to pause, read the rest of that, highly recommend it. Again, link for that will be down in the description. Some of the names that are listed in that we have not yet seen in the Epstein Files, which is partially why I said some of this could be 100% true, some of this could be 100% fake. There's really no telltale signs of either side yet. Regardless, it is very shocking information. The next little thing is, so this next part that we're going to be going through is with Attorney General Bondi. There's 2 little clips I'm going to throw in here, and then we'll talk about that.
Mr. Chairman, behind me I have 3 documents from the DOJ production that are emblematic of the massive failure of the DOJ to comply with the Epstein Files Transparency Act. To my right is an email that was sent by the victim's lawyers to the DOJ. It was a list of names not to redact. A list of names not to release. What did the DOJ do with this email? They released this email in the document production. Literally the worst thing you could do to the survivors, you did. And they're getting phone calls. A lot of these people didn't want to be known. And we know you touched the document because you redacted one name and you redacted the lawyer's name, but you left the survivor's name there. The next document I want to show you, that was in the title, the victims' survivors' names, all right? The title of this one is Child Sex Trafficking, Co-Conspirators, fully redacted. And by the way, I'm gonna unredact them here. Les Wexner is in this. Now your your deputy attorney general said, oh, well, he appears hundreds of times in the files. But he doesn't appear in this file until I forced you to release it, where he's listed as a co-conspirator, not to tax evasion, but to child sex trafficking, not to prostitution, not to money laundering, child sex trafficking.
I decided to cut that right there just because, one, Bondi's about to come through with her amazing responses. It's going to take up a bit more time. I'm going to have to, take back my time as well as a YouTuber while covering her. But basically what he was trying to say there is he finds it extremely crazy how there's over thousands of times his name has been brought up. Are they redacted? No. But in the one file that he is connected to that it would be quote unquote negative for his image, he's redacted. That's basically what he was getting at. She's then she is then gonna rebuttal with basically saying it took us 40 minutes to unredact it, but again, it took you 40 minutes to unredact something that was redacted that you most likely knew shouldn't have been redacted because of what it is, and also because of you not redacting his name in any other spots. That was also probably why it was such a fast change. But back to the clip.
Can't even see them. And then there's some of these files you've pulled down from the website that we will never see because we can't search the redactions. So I have several questions for you. Who's responsible? Are you able to track who in your organization made this massive failure and released the victims' names? Are you able to track who it was that obscured Les Wexner's name as a co-conspirator in an FBI document? Do you have that kind of accountability?
I believe Wexner's name was listed more than 4,000 times.
Yeah, I already told you that. This is where he's listed as a co-conspirator.
Can I finish my answer? Come on, let me finish my answer. We corrected that within 40 minutes. He was already, you're acting like everybody's trying to cover up Wexner's name.
Reclaiming my time.
I'm going to answer this question.
Reclaiming my time.
Mr.
Chairman.
This is how this works.
Can I have my time back? Mr. Chairman.
The gentlelady can give her answer. The time belongs to the gentleman from
Kentucky. All right, I'm reclaiming my time.
So that's kind of the normal quote-unquote rebuttal skill house. I don't even know what to call that. She gets asked questions and she just does not answer them, technically speaking. And in her head, she's probably answering them amazingly, but no. Not only there is the question just danced around. This next clip I'm gonna put in, it's also danced around, and then what I feel like should be something that's not said in court gets said.
My position is any victim who comes forward, of course, we would love to hear from them. 1-800-CALL-FBI. Did you ask Merrick Garland that the last 4 years? Did you talk about Epstein?
I am reclaiming my time. I'm glad you're asking about Merrick Garland.
You don't get to reclaim time
because this is bigger than Watergate.
When I don't answer a question
this
the way you
goes
want.
over 4 administrations. You don't have to go back to Biden. Let's go back to Obama. Let's go back to George Bush. This cover-up spans decades, and you are responsible for this portion of it.
And that's
now,
where the
I want to know at what point did the FBI and the DOJ decide that Lex Wessner was not a co-conspirator? Because our Epstein Files Transparency Act requires you, please put it back on the screen, please, to release the internal decision about whether to prosecute him or not, and it's not in the files, and it's not in the files for any of these other men.
Time of the gentleman has expired.
May she answer?
And he's a hypocrite because he voted against the ban that we were talking about on deep fake AI porn. Only 2 people voted against it, and you were one of them, hypocrite.
The gentleman's time.
Sorry, what? Where was, we were talking about AI, where? That's what I mean. This shit is so fucked, man. This shit is so fucked. Man, one thing I did not know that we need is we need her on, like, Are You Smarter Than a 5th Grader or something. That shit would be hilarious. Hey, what is 2 times 74? I think the school system is really failing as a whole. I think that this person, like, dude, could just answer the goddamn question. These questions aren't even asking anything about her specifically. It's basically just asking for her to point fingers, like, do you know who did this? So, surprising or not surprising with how all this Epstein Files stuff is going, there's more, and it's more shocking than her ability to respond to basic questions. Supposedly there is emails connecting to, I don't know how to say her name. The thumbnail should be up on the screen right now. Y'all should be able to see that. Apparently there's a 9/11 cover-up conspiracy going on with this now. Not too sure what I think about it. I do find the emails and the timing extremely weird, but, you know, yet again, show y'all the clips, we'll talk about it, and let me know what y'all think.
until you found these two emails. Now, these are going to make you go, wait a minute, what in the world? And these are from the Justice Department's website, from the Epstein Files, emails actually sent. So first one is to Ghislaine Maxwell. It's from Ed Epstein. Okay, interesting. Well, now that's not that surprising that Ed Epstein would be talking to Ghislaine Maxwell, but what's interesting is that's January 6th of 2003, and the subject is Shadow Commission invitation. Wait, what? And they say, any interest in being on the Shadow Commission on 9/11? The membership list is secret. Ed Epstein. Wait, there was a Shadow Commission?
So a lot of people are freaking out about this. I don't entirely get what a shadow commission is. I didn't look up like the definition or anything just because I feel like it's just one of those things that y'all would probably be able to educate me on a better term than Google would be able to. But I don't know, a lot of people freaking out about it. I only find it weird because the email was sent 2 years after. I don't know, I feel like commissions or people getting together is normally pre-event. But post, I mean, I still get it. There's one more email. That one definitely raises my eyebrow a lot more than the first one.
Has done a story about it. Okay, now let me give you the second email. Also to Ghislaine Maxwell, this time from a guy named Philip Levine. God forbid anybody should ask who he is. This one's date is even more important. September 18th, 2001, a week after 9/11. And
The real pilot? A week after 9/11? I don't know, pretty weird, pretty weird. To be fair, it could be a lot of other things. They're rich ass people. They could be flying around. I mean, they're going to Epstein Island, so who knows how often they're taking planes out there. Yeah, all around, this shit's just pretty fucking wild. Not what I thought would be coming out of the files. Chances are there's probably going to be a part 3 to this, considering all the information that was still being released to this day and information they plan to release in the future. If you have any information that y'all want me to include in the next one, be sure to drop that in the comments along with any topics, videos y'all would like me to cover. Hope y'all have a good one.